In other news, South Korea and the U.S. have finally reached a deal on sharing the costs needed for U.S. troops stationed in Korea after holding 8 rounds of negotiations. Korea's contributions will go up about 8% in 2026 under the new deal. Our foreign affairs correspondent Bae Eun-ji has the details.
For the past 5 months, officials from Seoul and Washington have been holding talks to determine how much South Korea will pay for the roughly 28,500 U.S. troops stationed in South Korea. The government explained Friday that the two sides have finally come to an agreement on the 12th Special Measures Agreement, known as the SMA, which will be effective for 5 years, from 2026 to 2030. South Korea's contributions in the first year of the agreement, 2026, will be some 1.52 trillion Korean won, or around 1.14 billion US dollars. That's around an 8.3% increase compared to the previous year. After that, the cost will gradually increase over the next 5 years, based on the Consumer Price Index, to reflect inflation. According to the Korea Development Institute, CPI in 2024 is projected to be around 2.4%. and 2% in 2025. So if the cost increases by 2% every year, South Korea will be paying around 1.67 trillion Korean won, an increase of 19.5% compared to 2025. Applying the Consumer Price Index greatly benefits South Korea as the current SMA, effective until next year, applies the Korean government's increase in defense spending when it comes to determining the increase rate, which is around 4 to 5%. If South Korea were to increase 5% annually, it would be paying over 1.8 trillion Korean won in 2030, 26.7% more than the amount in 2025. Seoul's foreign ministry said the two sides have also agreed to set a maximum limit to the annual increase rate so that it will not go over 5%.
We believe the significant achievement of these negotiations is that while South Korea and the United States maintain the framework of the existing agreement, the two countries have replaced the current measure of applying the defense budget to be used as the increase rate with the annual consumer price index and have reintroduced a limit.
The latest decision comes amid speculation that South Korea has been seeking to reach an agreement before the U.S. presidential election to apparently avoid tough bargaining in case the country's former President Donald Trump returns to the White House, who earlier demanded a 5-fold increase, calling on Seoul to pay nearly $5 billion. Bae Eun-ji, Arirang News.